Good afternoon, everyone. Today we're going to start our discussion on time series. And in discussing time series, there are certain packages that I want us to be familiar with. And these packages, okay, these packages are the following. Okay, so let's install these packages: quant mode, technical trading rules, performance analytics, portfolio analytics, and tidyverse control C. So let me just put this in the chat box. Control V, and let's include AER. Okay. All right, and we know the shortcut class. We know the shortcut AER. So what you can do is you can use the Pacman package. Make sure that the Pacman package is loaded. Okay, Pacman, and then we use the pload function, and then we write the packages that we need to load, install and load: quant mode, PTR, performance analytics, portfolio analytics, XTS, tidyverse, ASTSA, tidyquant, and let's include AER, applied econometrics in R. All right, then we know that the pload function will install the specific packages, and then at the same time it will load it. So it's a one-stop. It's like a one-stop shop as far as installing packages and loading the package. Okay, so if I run this and check my packages, okay, so for example, if I check AER, then I'll know that my AER is AER. Okay, still running. Currently, it's not loaded, but once this finishes, it will load the AER package. I'm going to give you a few seconds, please, and then once you're done, kindly please chat in the chat box that you have already loaded the packages. Okay, how about the others class? Only two have commented class. How about the others? Okay, thank you. Let's wait for the others. Let's give them a few more seconds. And kindly comment class, please, so that we can continue our discussion. All right. So I hope you are able to follow along, class. And I leave you, class, to explore what these packages are. So let's just take a look at quant mode. If I type here quant mode QUA and you can see it's already checked, class. Okay, quant mode, which means it's already loaded. And if I check this class, you can see here Okay. Quantitative Financial Modeling Framework. It's a very important package. There are so many modules and functionalities that come with it. Okay. This is the index of what you can get from this package. Okay. You can use this for technical indicators. Okay. And we can check class what this the main functions of this package. Okay, we can go to the URL itself here. You click this. Okay, here are some functionalities that it can do. Okay, so let me go back. Balik na pala ako dito sa R natin. Okay, I'll leave you class to look at the other packages like performance analytics, portfolio analytics. The others, we're going to make use of them later on because after this time series analysis, after this we go to portfolio analytics. So that's the time when this will become very handy. But let's already load it. And for those of you who would want to have a head start in trying to know what these packages are, then I suggest that you take a look at them and look at them in CRAN and try to experiment with them and see what are their functions. Okay, that will be very helpful. Okay. And this one also, let's quickly take a look at ASTSA. So this is for time series packages. AS, this contains several examples of time series data, which we're going to plot applied statistical time series analysis. So R contains a wealth of tools and modules and data that we can use in order to understand what time series is all about. Okay, so let's first start with using quant mode. That will be the package Control C that we're going to make use of. So let me just share with you this notes. Okay. So from the quant mode package, we're going to make use of a very important, very powerful function called getSymbols. The getSymbols function allows us to download data from some sources like Yahoo, Wanda, from Fred, which we're going to look into, Quandl, okay, in a while. So the getSymbols function provides a consistent interface for us to access multiple data sources, to access financial and economic data like stock prices, exchange rates, and macroeconomic data. Okay. So getSymbols can also import data in two ways. It can either return the data like a normal function, or it can create an object, which we're going to discuss in a while. Okay, so let's start with this example. Let me just, so let's run this class. Okay, and so can you create a code chunk? And let's use class this. Instead of Yahoo, let's use Google. Okay, so kindly run this class. And before we start, what does BABA stand for? Anyone, please? What is BABA? Can you Google that class? Yung BABA na to. What does that mean? That's the what? That's the ticker symbol for what company? Paki-Google class, please. And paki-chat kung ano yung ano. Let's work this out, class. And kindly, anyone, please give me a feedback. What is Baba? Okay, let's see. Baba, yes, correct. Thank you. That's correct. Thank you. Mr. Isabella, ano yung nickname mo?
Isabelo lang po.
Isabella talaga. Okay, thank you. Isabella and JP, thank you. Yeah, you're correct. This is the ticker symbol or ticker symbol class. It's just like an ID. Okay, just like your first name. You're called by your first name. So in the stock market, when you say Baba, everyone knows that this refers to Alibaba. So could you kindly run this class, please? Symbols, and then you have to use the ticker symbol, put it in parentheses, in quotes, and then identify the source. The source is, let's try to get the prices of Alibaba from Google. And please tell me what happens, class. Are you able to download data about Alibaba from Google Finance? Kindly chat, please. What are you getting? No, Mark, no. Okay, error. Okay, how about the others, please? No. All right. Okay, good. You're correct. We'll get an error term here, class, an error message, because it used to be we could get data from Google, but since 2018, I think the month of March, Google stopped allowing us to get data from Google Finance. You can see here, error in symbol, get symbols that Google, okay, Google Finance stopped providing data. Ayan, I'm correct, March of 2018. Okay, so instead of using that, class, let's work this out and let's try to, okay, I'm going to create another code chunk here. Control Alt I, and then let me copy this. Control C, Control V, and replace Google with Yahoo. Okay, there you go. Let's see if we can get data this time from Yahoo Finance. Okay, please tell me what you got, class. What happened when you use the get symbols? And remember, class, get symbols is from the quant mode. Okay, this is from quant mode, just for you to, just to be sure that you know where this get symbols is coming from. Okay, are you able to download data, class, from Yahoo Finance? Okay, I'm waiting for your response, class. Responses. Only one so far. How about the others? Okay, good. All right. Yeah, it says it's an XS object. Okay, so let's look at that, class. If I run this from the quant mode package, get symbols, okay, Baba, I run this, class. You notice what happened? There's an output here. The object is Baba. And when we take a look at the environment here, class, you now have this object called Baba. And it's an XTS object, okay, 2014-09-19, and then 2024-10-07. So let's print this. And you can see here that Baba contains 2,529 entries. Okay, so 2,500 plus rows of observation, and then 6 columns. So what are these 6 columns? The 6 columns are the opening price, high, low, close, the volume, and the adjusted price. Or in other words, we call this the OHLS data. If you recall in your other subjects, it's called OHLC, sorry. OHLC, open, high, low, close data, stock prices. Okay, So together with the volume and then the adjusted prices. Okay, and take note, when does it begin, class? The data began 2014. So this is September 19, 2014. Okay, let's try to compare this. What if we, okay, let's go here. Okay. This time, class, create another code chunk, and then notice getSymbols QQQ. So I'm not putting here getSymbols QQQ and then source Yahoo. Or maybe let's run getSymbols MSFT, which stands for Microsoft. I'm not putting here source src is equal to Yahoo, okay? Because that's the default. If you don't put source, it will automatically mean that you're accessing this from Yahoo Finance, okay? And let's see what happens if we getSymbols MSFT. Let's see what object is created. Control Enter. And you can see now that, okay, an object MSFT was created, right? MSFT, and this one in our data, it's also an XCS object. Let me view this. MSFT, also OHLC, volume, and then adjusted. But this time, there are 4,471 entries. And the start date is January 3, 2007. So there's a difference between a while ago, yung Baba class. No? Si Baba kasi nagsimula ng 2014. Okay? 2014 siya ito, si Baba. September 19. Samantalang si Microsoft, okay, January 3, 2007. So let's try another one, class, and see what happens. Iran naman natin si Apple, no? Sige, Apple is AAPL. Okay, so take note of the syntax, no? getSymbols and then quotes AAPL. Let's run this class. And tell me when is the start date of the data for Apple? Paki-chat please, kung kailan nagsimula. Is it 2014? Is it 2015? Is it 2006? Is it 2000? Okay, so let's wait for the others. Okay, dalawa pa lang. I'm going to wait for the others to key in their answers. Okay, good. All right, 2007, 01, 03 din. So pareho din kay kay Microsoft. Okay? And lastly, let's try Tesla and Facebook. Paki-chat nga please kung kailan yung start date ni Tesla at saka kailan yung start date ni Meta. Okay? Tesla is 2010, Meta is 2012. Correct, class. Okay? So what's the difference, class? Bakit yung getSymbols ni Microsoft, ni Apple, and even QQQ, class? QQQ is an exchange traded fund, so it mimics or it tracks the Standard and Poor's 500. Okay? 2007 din to. So pare-pareho si QQQ, si Microsoft, si Apple, while Tesla, Meta, and Alibaba has different start dates. What do you think is the reason for that? Any guess, class? Why different dates? Si Baba, 2014. Si Tesla, 2010. According to you, no? Si Facebook, 2012. So ano yan? Parang selective lang yung yung pag-download ni ni R ng quant mode. What could be the reason for that, class? Bakit si Microsoft, si Apple, si QQQ 2007? Any guess, please? Any guess? Guess lang, class. What do you think? Any brave soul who'd like to guess? I'm not getting any guess from the class. Okay, I'll wait. Hello, class. Hello. Tatawag ako. JP, any guess, please? Mr. Caryas?
Sir, I don't have idea po, sir.
Walang guess lang, guess. Kahit guess lang. Isabelo, guess nga, guess. O may nag-chat. Si John. They started going public. Okay, so this is partly correct. Thank you, John. Kindly share your answer to everyone, John. Okay, so sabi ni John, maybe because they started going public sa stock exchange in different dates. Okay, so this is partly correct. Why, class? Kasi si Microsoft at saka si Apple, hindi naman naging public yan ng 2007. Matagal na sila, di ba? Okay? Pero si Tesla, 2010 naging public to. Si Facebook, 2012. Si Alibaba, 2014. So partly correct, class, yung mga companies, this Alibaba, si Tesla, at saka si Meta, we're able to get data from them on the date of the listing that they became public, no? Kasi that's the time that we can get data from them. Pero si Microsoft, si Apple, matagal na itong mga companies na to. So in other words, class, it's not 100% yung kung kailan siya na list. So may cut-off si Yahoo. So if you're downloading the stock prices this year, magsisimula yan sa 2007, class. Okay, so if the stock was listed prior to 2007, kahit na prior to 2007 yan na list, ang makukuha mo lang yung 2007, first trading day ng 2007. In this case, January 3. Then up to when to, di ba? Hanggang latest trading day, which was yesterday. Wala pang trading day ngayon ng October 8 kasi una tayo, di ba? So updated to, class, yung up to the latest trading day. So yung mga companies that have been listed before 2007, still ang makukuha natin from 2007 lang. But can we get data prior to 2007? Yes, of course. But we have to do something, no? We will have to change our code. Kasi ito lang eh. Wala tayong kina-qualify. Get symbols lang. So, get symbols class, if the company has been listed prior to 2007, then ang ibibigay lang ni R na quantmod na data is from first trading day of 2007. Now, next year, for example, if you still use get symbols, ang ibibigay naman niya starting with 2008. So it keeps on moving, no? Last year, if you were getting data, 2006 yung binibigay niya, starting with 2006. So it's around 17 years kasi hanggang 2024 eh. So 2007 hanggang 2024 yung pinaka-latest, no? And of course, those companies that were listed after 2007, siyempre, kung kailan sila na-list. Like si Alibaba, like si Meta, like si Tesla. Okay. So I hope you run this QQQ also, Control Enter. So magkaka-QQQ din ako dito. Here. Class. So ang listing din niya, January 3 lang din, no? Bakit January 3? Kasi walang trading nung January 1 at saka January 2. Okay? So let me close this code chunk and let me open a new code chunk here. Okay, and let me run this class. Okay. So I'll run this. Structure. Ano may structure ni QQQ? So Control Enter. And let's see what is inside QQQ. Okay, here you go. So as mentioned a while ago, I think it was, sino ba nag-mention yun? Si JP, no? I think JP mentioned that this is an XTS object here. You can see this one class. So the structure of QQQ or whatever object class, kahit yung Microsoft kung Baba, XTS object yun, nagkakaiba na nga lang dun sa, what's 4471 please? Can you please tell me what's 4471? Can you chat in the chat box or unmute yourself, please? Come on, class, you can do this. What's 4471? Okay, Mark, thank you. Number of entries. Okay, if you take a look at Microsoft, ano ba yung binuksan ko? Pareho lang yung si Microsoft at saka si QQQ there. 4471, number of observations, number of entries. So there are 4471 rows here from July 1, January 3, 2007 until October 7, 2024. Okay, October 7th. There are 4,451 rows of observations, and there are six columns. 6 columns too. The 6 columns pertain to open, high, low, close, volume adjusted. Okay, so this is really very powerful because you're able to get data from Yahoo Finance. Of course, makukuha lang natin na data class, yung nakalist dun. Unfortunately, class, Philippine companies hindi nakalist dyan. Yung case, yung next na case niya will be dealing with Philippine companies. So, we cannot choose quant mode for that. Anyway, may iba pa namang sources ng, ng data for Philippine companies. Okay, then we have here, it's double. You know what double means, diba? This is numeric. And it can take on decimal places. Obviously, class kasi prices to, no? Ayan, no? Kaya double siya. Hindi siya integer. Kasi pag integer, walang decimal place. Kaya double. It has something to do with the memory given to the data. And then columns, ito yung columns natin. Now take a look at this class, index. Index, yung date, 4471. Okay. Si Microsoft 4471, diba? Yeah, 4471. Sorry, kanina I said 4451. It's 4471. And then time zone niya class, UTC, we discussed this before. Time zone is Universal Time Convention, or this is the old GMT. Okay. And then source is Yahoo. And then POSIX city. Yung format nito class is yung date and then yung time. So ibig sabihin, this is a POSIX city object. It can take on the date and the time. Yung time up to the milliseconds, pwede. Kaya niya. So ibig sabihin, yung XCS object, magagamit mo yan class for data where you need to download also yung up to the second. Kasi may data na binibigay yung minutes, hours, minutes, and seconds. So this XCS object can handle that. Okay. Now, can you please go to, I'd like to ask you, go to packages and then i-run nyo nga class yung NYC flights, yung NYC flights 23, and then i-view natin class flights and tell me what's the difference between the flights dataset and itong MSFT dataset. Okay, I'll give you a few seconds, please. Tingnan niyo itong flights. Okay, pwede nyo tingnan din yung structure niya. And then, tingnan natin yung difference ng structure ni XTS object at saka ni flights. In the first place, what kind of object is flights? As compared to yung MSFT natin or yung QQQ. So what type of object, please? So flights class, anong type of object siya? If you view flights, tapos kunin yung structure, anong klaseng object siya, class? What type of object? What type of data? Okay. Mostly integer. Hindi. Anong type ng data class? Ano? Kung tingnan yung structure. Kasi pag structure, di ba, malalaman natin kung anong klaseng data siya. Come on, class, waiting for your response. Let's let's be more proactive and mas mabilis sana tayong umanswer, class, kasi alam na natin yung flights na yan eh. Ilang weeks na natin tinitingnan yan. Plus, pwede yung i-run si structure, di ba? If you want to know what type of data or object flights is, mag-structure kayo. Just like a while ago dito sa structure ng QQQ. So anong type of object in class? First line yun. First line kagad. Sasabihin sa atin kung anong data yan. Okay, come on class, come on. Let's participate more, please. Let's be more proactive kasi parang iba sa inyo hindi hindi nagra-run eh. Wow, it's taking so long. Are you still there, class? Masyadong mabagal yung reaction time natin, class. Ang daming lal natin, nasasayangan tayo ng ano. No. Yung flights ang tinatanong ko. Yung flights, anong klaseng data siya, class? Eh, di ba, pag i-view mo yung flights, tapos i-structure mo siya, makikita kagad natin yung class. Yeah, T-ball class, yun ang answer, di ba? Simple lang naman class yung ano eh, yung question natin, structure. Diba? Kaya nga nagtataka ako bakit ang tagal yung sumagot. You should be getting that already, class. Structure, flights. We have done this in the past, class. Kaya nagtataka ako kung bakit ang tagal yung sumagot, tapos kasi sinagutan natin tong tanong na to, class eh. Lolo ko pa tong flights. Yan structure. Ayan yung first line dyan, di ba? First line na first line. Anong klaseng data yan? T-ball class. Ayan T-ball. Yan ang answer, class. Di ba? Okay, class. Are you getting me, class? Paki-chat nga muna kung nagkakaintindihan tayo. Okay, thank you. Alright, how about yung structure ni MSFT? Okay, ano structure niya, 'di ba? Sabi natin kanina, 'di ba? Rinan natin 'to kanina, 'di ba? XTS object, yan XTS object. Okay. Now tell me, class. Buksan niyo buksan niyo yung flights, okay? I-view ko si flights ulit. View and then flights. Okay, so magpi-print dito yan, 'di ba? Alright, there. Ito si flights data set natin. Yan. Tapos i-compare mo, class, kay Baba o kay Microsoft. What's the difference? Can you observe the difference, the main difference between yung, of course, except for yung mga variables, magkakaiba sila. Aside from that class, anong difference ni Baba at saka ni Flights? May glaring difference yan, class. What do you notice, class? What's the difference between an XTS object and a table class, a data frame? Tingnan nyo, class, yung Microsoft. May obvious na difference between Microsoft and Baba. What is it? What do you think, class? Clue, class, nasa leftmost. Tingnan yung leftmost. Tingnan nyo si Flights, yung leftmost niya. Tingnan nyo si Microsoft, yung leftmost niya. The answer is there, class. Yes, what about the date, John? Pag nag-answer yung class, paki-share to everyone yung answer nyo. Ano difference, class? Flights here. Baba here, class. Ano yung difference, class? The difference lie in the class. Dito sa index, ito yung index na to. These are dates, class. Yung XTS object natin. Si Flights, class, ang index yung regular 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So that's the difference between your XTS object and your table or your data frame. Now, ang advantage itong XTS object, class, when you're dealing with time series data, is that naka-separate na yung time natin, which is very important kasi mahirap din, class, to manage ang time series, no? Kung yung time natin nasa part of your data. Ito, ang ginawa dito ng XCS object, yung time niya, ginawa ng index na. So this is now arranged chronologically according to the dates. Okay? So that's a difference. Okay, kindly please chat if you got, class, if you got it, kung naintindihan yung difference, class. Naintindihan ba yung difference? Okay, thank you. So magkaiba yung index nila, no? Okay. So much so, class, that you can, for example, here. Balik ako dito, class. Okay. So if you run this code, subukan natin to, class. Tingnan nyo. Index. So first, tingnan natin, class, yung names ni MSFT. We know that when we run and names, it will give us the variables that are included in MSFT. So control enter, alam natin na ang MSFT class contains yung open, high, low, close, no? Volume and then adjusted. So yun ang names niya. How about the index class? I-run nyo nga yung index. What does that give us? Yung index function for MSFT. Can you please run that? What will that give us, class? Okay? Yun, tama, no? Mariah, thank you. It showed the specific dates. Okay, how about the core data class? Core data. If you run core data in Microsoft, what do you get? Okay, you'll get the prices, no? Right. So let's let's see if this can run index ni flights class. Okay, so tingnan nyo index ni flights class. Diba? Yung mga numbers, yung mga counting numbers from 1 up to whatever that is 434. Samantalang class, yung index ni Microsoft, those are the dates. So there's a difference between the data, and we said that advantageous XTS object. It's advantageous if you're working with time series data. Okay, so let's move on class kasi limited na yung time natin tapos malayo pa tayo. Dun sa kabilang section, umabot kami ng row 250. Nasa row ano pa lang tayo, 113. No? Okay, so I will not run this. We ran this already a while ago. So sabi natin class, getSymbols Baba, it's understood that the source is Yahoo. So that if you don't put source is equal to Yahoo, you'll still get the same answer. Or you may define it to be source is equal to Yahoo. Okay, now quant mode can also get data from other sources. Pakichat please if you're familiar with Fred. Pakichat please if you're familiar with Fred, the database Fred. Okay, the others please, pakichat. All right, no, good. How about the others? No, okay. So that's a good thing class kasi this is a new thing for us, no? So you can actually, punta tayo class sa i-google nyo nga class. Google nyo, Fred, F-R-E-D. And Google natin Fred. And then the first list there will be the Federal Reserve Economic Data, Fred. St. Louis, Fred. St. Louis Federal Reserve Economic Data. And then if we click this class, okay, what can we find out of this one class? Konting data lang naman, 825,000 US and international time series. Di ba? Ang konti, di ba? 825,000. Okay? From 114 sources. So that's how expansive this database is. Federal Reserve, okay? Economic data, Federal Reserve ng St. Louis. Okay? Bank of St. Louis. So what can you get out of that? CPI, GDP, inflation, etc. Not only for US, but other countries as well. Okay? So 825,000 ba naman na ano. And it's free class. You can download. You can download this. I'll leave you to explore what are the data that we can get from this. But we can use quant mode class. It's like here. All right. So, i-run natin to. Let's import GDP data from Fred. So, anong code nito? getSymbols and then GDP. And then we have to define this class. Source is equal to Fred. Otherwise, if we don't put source is equal to Fred, then that means that we're getting it from Yahoo. Mag-error tayo kasi walang GDP data sa Yahoo. So Yahoo are more stock prices. No? All right. So tell me class, what do you get? What happens class if you getSymbols, we do getSymbols GDP. Okay, pakichat nga please kung ano nangyari. Nag-create ba siya ng XTS object? What's the frequency of the data? Yes, thank you, John. Yeah, you're correct. It's an XTS object then, di ba? So the getSymbols function will always give us an XTS object, no matter where the source is. The source can be from Yahoo. Okay, the source can be from Fred. Okay, so if I run this class, it will tell me that this is also an XTS object and it's from 1947. Okay, if I go here to my data, so there's now this GDP. If I print this GDP, notice that there are 310 observations because this is just quarterly data. Hindi naman nagde-daily data class ang GDP. So from Fred, you have quarterly data, 1947, January 1, up to April. Quarterly, so wala pang, hindi pa naka-reflect si July. No? Okay, so April. So this is, I think, the quarter ng January up to April. So wala pa yung April to July. Wala pa, hindi pa naka-reflect. Okay, so here is an example of quarterly data. Okay, quarterly data siya. Alright? Paki-chat please, class, kung clear tayo so far, if you were able to get that. I would appreciate your feedback. Okay, thank you. Okay, great. Great. Salamat, no? Okay, so you can also get foreign exchange rates. Okay, so take a look at this. Import FX rates from Fred. So you have to know, class, the ticker symbol. Okay, this is Japan US. Okay, Japan yen, US dollars, exchange rate. Okay, so again, source is equal to Fred, and then let's also get the structure. Okay, i-view na rin natin dito, class. View DEX JPUS. Okay, I'm going to run this. Itong tatlong to. Okay, what happened? Not found. Ano nangyari? Run ko muna to, baka hindi nag-run yung getSymbols. Okay, there you go. Meron na. DEX JPUS. Okay? And then i-view ko to, class. Hindi ko siya ata nasama yung getSymbols kanina. So there you go, class C. No? Exchange rate to, so daily to, no? So that's 1971 going as far as back as January 4, January 5, January 6, 1971. So this is the exchange rate, Japanese yen to the US dollar. Okay, hanggang, okay, yung pinaka-latest is October 4, 2024. Okay. So going back here, class. All right. Now, okay. Now, it's also, di ba sabi ko kanina, nagdi-default si si R, kung what date it will download. We can, of course, define the dates. So let's do this. Let's use getSymbols. Same thing, DEX JPUS, source is equal to Fred, and then let's identify kailan yung start date natin at saka kailan yung end date natin. And then let's create this object called sample1. Okay? So I'm creating this object called sample1, and I expect it to contain yung exchange rate natin. Pero from January 1 lang, 2020 hanggang January 2024, October 4. Okay? So tell me what happens, class, if you try to create this object sample1. So will it create now? Okay. Before you do that, class, tingnan muna natin ha. So si DEX natin, JPUS, di ba 1971 siya? 1971 ang start niya. So dito, sabi natin, gusto natin 2020. Okay? So what happens if I create this object sample1? So is this the exchange rate, class, yung sample1 na to, from 2020 to 2024? In Japanese yen and US dollar? Okay, feedback please. Can you tell me what happened? Nag-create ba siya ng sample1 na object na exchange rate na dapat XTS object yan, di ba? Remember, class, pag getSymbols, ang create niyan, XTS object. So may sample1 na ba na object na XTS object, class? Okay, let's see. All right. No, okay, John, thank you. Values lang. Okay. All right, you're correct, no? So i-run ko rin to ha. So nag-create ako dito ng sample1. I want this to be an XTS object kasi getSymbols yan, di ba? So di ba pag getSymbols, ang create na object yan is an XTS object. But when I run this class, okay. So nag-create siya ng, hindi siya nag-reflect dito, class, oh. Ibig sabihin, hindi siya nag-create ng data frame, but rather, Okay, values lang. So sample 1 is just like a character, DEXJPUS. And take note what happened. DEXJPUS, nagbago si DEXJPUS, no? Naging 2020 na siya. Kanina 1971 to eh. Okay, so it created an object, okay, from 2020 to 2024, but it was not named sample, no? But rather, it overwrote yung nasa DEXJPUS. Okay, yeah, thank you. No? Thank you. Values lang yung sample 1 natin. So what's wrong here? Di ba ang gusto ko class, yung sample 1 natin, gusto ko siya maging, I want it to be, okay, I want it to be an XS object. So what's wrong here, class, is that, what's wrong here is that, yung getSymbols class, may default yan. So let me show you that. Okay, yung auto.assign. So pakisulat natin auto.assign. Okay. So auto.assign class, ang default ni getSymbols is this is equal to true. So what this means is that kung hindi natin ilagay itong auto.assign na to, true ito, true ang value nito, ang gagawin niya, it will create an object named this one, kung ano yung ticker symbol, tapos it will obey kung ano yung parameters na linagay natin dito. I-ignore niya to class. So nag-create nga siya ng sample 1, pero it's just a character in DEXJPUS. If I want to create an object with this name and with this parameters class, dapat ilalagay ko auto.assign is equal to false. Okay, para hindi niya i-default na i-create niya class is 20, itong exchange rate na to. Baguhin natin to class, gawin natin 2018 para malaman natin kung magbabago nga class, no? Kung mag-create ng object na sample 1 na 2018. Okay? And take note, what I did was auto.assign is equal to false. Okay? So let me run this class. Control Enter. Okay, what happened? Ayun. Nasa data siya. In fact, nag-print siya dito. Ilalim. Okay. Hindi niya linagay. Pero dito class, sample 1. Ano laman ni sample 1? Here, XS object 2018. Andun pa rin si DEXJPUS class kasi hindi naman natin in-override to. But we have now a new object called sample 1. Okay, so if you want to do this class, if you want to create a new object for the getSymbols function, then you have to insert this auto.assign is equal to false. Okay, otherwise class, if you don't put this, mag-automatic siya na auto.assign is equal to true, which is the default, and then it will automatically name that object as the ticker symbol. Okay? And then also take note that we were able to create here a define the dates, no? From at saka to. All right? Kindly chat please if you're okay so far, class. Kung nakukuha natin so far. Okay, good. Sige. So ito, pareho lang naman yan. Okay. Now, another way to go about it, class, is that, okay, I'll share this code with you, okay? And then you run this class. Run nyo to class, tapos ano tapos i-discuss natin to next time. Gusto kong you explore class, ano yung what is yung new dot environment dito? What does it do? Tell me what that does next meeting. Kasi gusto ko kayo mag-explore class. So I'm going to share this code with you, class. Okay? So, tingnan to class, no? Nag-create tayo ng object dito na tickers. Ang laman ni ticker is Fed Funds, GDP, POT, at saka DGS10. Okay? I want you to explore. Mag-get symbols tayo. Ang i-get symbols natin, itong tatlong objects na to, no? Tickers, and then source is equal to Fred. Then define kasi natin kung kailan start date natin, date.start, and then date.end. Define natin. Okay, we defined it, and then yung data din natin, define natin, no? New dot environment. Okay. Try to run this class and tell me what happens. No? Okay, ano mangyayari dyan sa ano yan? Sa code na yan. In fact, class, if we run this, itong Fed funds na to, tapos source is equal to Fred, magra-run to class. It will create this Fed funds na object na to. Okay? I'll not run this anymore. I want you to experiment on that. Okay? So itong POSIX city na to na object, I defined this a while ago. So ibig sabihin, kaya niya yung seconds, no? Kaya yung seconds. And again, class, in the interest of time, sorry class, I will have to give this to you already, Control C, para lang same page as the other section. Okay. All right. If you need to go, class, please do so. You don't have to ask permission. Ano ko lang yung ibang codes anyway, just for record purposes, para pareho lang tayo ng kabilang section. Kasi it was in this area that we ended. All right. So here, class, this is another source. No? Okay, by the way, this should be letter O, small o. Wanda, class. I-google nyo lang, class, yung Wanda. Okay, kasi ano ba binibigay ni Wanda? Okay, let me just show you. Ito, class, si Wanda. No? If you Google Wanda, so it gives us foreign exchange rates. There. Yan, Wanda Corporation yan. Currency converter, and it gives us, so ang data nila is more of FX currency. Kaso limited lang sila, no? Ito yung limit nila. I just want you to be familiar with this class. Okay. So this code class will not run. This is Great Britain sterling, no? Pounds versus Canadian dollars. It will not run kasi class dapat ganito. Ibigay ko ba yan? Okay. Yeah, I think I gave this. All right. So in order to get exchange rates from Wanda, you don't use this class. Kasi di ba kay Fred, kay Yahoo, ginagamitan natin yung name ng ticker symbol. Kay Wanda, hindi. Kailangan mag-create tayo ng object. Yan, kunyari ito, GBP, British Sterling, Canadian dollars, and then ito. Identify natin yung ticker symbol. Okay? So we create this first, and then saka natin i-run. Alright, so for this, here, it will not run here, kasi hindi niya i-recognize yan. Pero dito sa pangalawa, i-run niya, no? Alright, so if I run this class, yung pangalawa, I'll leave you to run the first one. Okay. Yan, nag-run siya class, no? Yan. XS object. And then, if we print this class, you can see that it's limited lang, no? 179 entries lang. Ibig sabihin, in the past 6 months lang. Yan, no? April 12. So it will not give us yung previous months, no? If you want that, then you will have to subscribe. So medyo limited dito sa Wanda class yung yung data. Okay? So let me just share this with you. So see, dito na kami nagtapos class. So at least pareho tayo sa kabilang section. Okay, I think okay. So for this one class, just to explain this, let's try to load class 300 days. Sabi kasi natin 6 months lang eh. So that's approximately 180 days. So here, get symbols, and then we're using this GBP CAD. Di ba maintindihan ni Arto? From is equal to, so let's use the system date. System's date ng computer natin will be October 8. Minus 300 days. Okay. So up to system's date now. So ibig sabihin, we're telling R, go back as far as 300 days. Tapos, get the exchange rate ng British sterling, British pound, sterling, and then Canadian dollars. Source is equal to Wanda. If we run this class, i-reject niya kasi anong comment niya class? Ang sabi niya, okay, hindi ko pa pala nararan to, no? I have to run this first. Okay. So naran ko na si GBP, Canadian, and then i-run ko to. And then mag-error yan class kasi ang sabi niya, Wanda only provides historical data for the past 180 days. Okay? So ito I tried getting 300 days, no? So yung from will be yung date ngayon minus 300 until yung date ngayon. So that will mean mga 300 days. And then nag-error siya kasi sabi ni Wanda, hanggang 180 days lang yung ibibigay ko sa inyo. Okay? So this one, okay, same example, China, Chinese yuan at saka Philippine peso. I just ask you to run that. Okay, and then lastly, class, and then we stop here. Kasi kanina, isa-isa lang natin kinukuha yung ano, no? Yung data natin. Pwede namang sabay-sabay. Pwedeng sabay-sabay. Take a look at this one, class. Get symbols. Okay, so Ford, Intel, Toyota Motors, SPY, and Standard & Poor's. Okay, so nag-concatenate ako, di ba? Kanina, one at a time lang. Ito pwedeng sabay-sabay class. No? Or, pwedeng mag-define tayo ng name na stock list is equal to Ford, Intel, Toyota, SPY, at saka GSPC, Standard & Poor's. Note GSPC has yung caret, no? And then get symbols, stock list. Okay, I'll leave you to run that class and see. Iraran ko lang to Ganun yung mangyayari class. So magra-run yan, no? Di ba? Ford, Intel, Toyota, SPY, and GSPC. Lahat yan andito class. Yan. Linan niya lahat dito. Ford, Intel, Toyota Motors, Standard & Poor's, GSPC. Okay? So you can download data, okay, at the same time. All right? So with that class, we end our paki-chat nga please kung may natutunan ba? May natutunan ba ngayon kahit papaano class?